Alright. Live. We live, baby. Okay. Hey, this looks a lot different going live on the computer versus on the phone. It's a little overwhelming, but we gonna adapt. I need the oh, yeah, that's cool. I need the left my mouse at work. It's cool. It's cool. You have one. You have two. I would maybe take one or two if you had them. I'm salty I can't see easily who is viewing, like, right away. Like, I gotta click on it, I think. Shout out whoever's viewing. I seen you tapped in. I'm trying to see who it is. Ah. Y'all don't know where it's at. Interactivity? Nope. Well, whoever it is tapping in, I appreciate y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Balake looking for a mouse for me so I can navigate a little bit easier. But if we can't find a mouse, we just go ahead and get right into it. Go ahead and get right into it. Hope everybody having a very lovely Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Blessed. We cooling over here. Sorry, I had to go to work and finish some things real quick, so I'm a little like on this bitch, but we gonna get it right, and we gonna get it cracking, and we gonna get some smacking the talk. I just had to rhyme, you know what I'm saying? That's frustrating. I wonder who it is. Alright, we just gonna go. Skip them. Don't need the mouse. We're just gonna start cracking. Welcome to Heek's Hot Takes episode 2. Okay, that was the hot take. You feel me? Hey man, anybody who is watching, has watched, or is gonna watch, I appreciate you. The support. Any type of support's real. Any type of view is real. Any type of interaction, I just appreciate it. Right off the bat, I just want to say that right now. Something that's been a goal of mine for a little bit, and I'm gonna hold myself accountable by going live with y'all. So until we start the YouTube channel and really get things rolling that way. So what up, cuz? So until the YouTube, we'll be going live, and that's just how it'll be, and we'll go from there. So if you tapped in last week, episode 1. We talked about just basic. What was it? What did we talk about? It was game props. Game props we talked about. Over-unders, money lines, spreads, things like that. That's what we talked about last week. So this week, to kind of expand on our gambling knowledge, okay? We got Coco in the house. What up, Coco? Hey, man. Hey, we're gonna talk later, but I'm gonna just put this out here, put a pin on it. Remember I said plus 1600 Jordan Addison Rookie of the Year, right? Man's looked nice. I'm telling. Hey, put a pin in it. We'll come back to that. Soren, what's good? So what it do? So tapping in from Cali. Hell yeah. Alright, so anyways, this week we're gonna talk about player props before we get into our division previews. So player props are another prop that actually is super popular, taking the country by storm, sweeping the nation. This is what people like to do. This is what people want to do. This is what makes people really tune into the games and really makes the games fun, gives it a little juice, if you will, okay? So a player prop is basically betting on a player's stats, all right? You're betting to see if this player is going to score a touchdown, receiving yards, rushing yards, throwing yards, tackles, sacks. I mean, there's, again, just as there's so many game props that you can have, there's just about, if not more, player props out there, okay? So some of the more popular player props are your touchdown props, right? Anytime touchdown scores, right? I bet Christian McCaffrey to score a touchdown. That's at any point during the game, right? Okay, things like that. Yardage props. So Patrick Mahomes for 300 yards. There's sack props. A team to have 5 sacks, or maybe a player to have 1 or 2 sacks, right? And then those things can get parlayed, okay? And the parlays are just similar to the game props in the sense of if you have a couple favorites, right? Minus 200s. If you guys need a review of the minus 200, plus 200, what all that means, I suggest go back to episode 1. Went over that. But if you have a couple minus 200, minus 300 game props, right, and you combine them so you can get that plus money, right, that plus 100, it's the same thing kind of when you're doing your props for your player props, right? So a guy like McCaffrey or a guy like Nick Chubb, a guy like Justin Jefferson, these guys are expected to score touchdowns. So when you go and you bet on them, a lot of the time that number is going to be a minus number, so you might parlay a couple of them together to get that plus number. How you doing? Let's go. Let's remember gambling when we're doing player props, okay? Like, betting straights is going to help you a lot, okay? Parlays are nice, but the straights, you can get really good money on your straights when you're betting player props. So when I say a straight, that means just a prop on itself, right? So I'm just betting Patrick Mahomes to pass for 300 yards, right? That's a bad example. That's probably going to be minus money, but, Kirk Cousins to pass for 300 yards, okay? That is probably plus money. I would bet that straight as well if you're going to also put it in a parlay, because you don't want things like that to ruin your entire parlays, right? So in player props, playing those straights can be very beneficial, and it helps you build your bankroll, okay? So that kind of leads me into my next kind of gambling topic I wanted to talk about today before we got into the division previews and just the bullshit, is healthy gambling, right? You heard me use the word bankroll, okay? And your bankroll is what refers to the amount of money you have to spend, okay? That bankroll is something that you want to treat as something that you are affording to risk, right? You never want to gamble something that you can't afford to risk. That sounds like common sense to say, but you gotta say it out loud, right? And with that bankroll, you always want to try to keep building that bankroll, and that's what I was talking about when I was saying betting those trades, right? I might put $1 on a guy that's plus 400. Let's say Amon-Ra St. Brown from the Lions, plus 200, plus 300 odds to score a touchdown. I might put $1 on it. I know it's a really good thing that could smack. Put $1 on it, get me $5. Now I got a little 4 or 5 extra bucks. Now I can take some shots at some other things with the money that I just made from them. Okay. Also, just to let y'all know, it ain't nobody's birthday around here. That's up from like Palake's birthday a minute ago. I just forgot to say that. There ain't nobody's birthday around here right now, so I hope nobody thinks that, but just want to put that out there. But my birthday is coming up September 8th. Put that out there. Anyway, so yeah, you want to build your bankroll and then take your shots after you build a bankroll, right? So if you put $5, okay, maybe on 2 or 3 4-leg parlay of a game prop. Excuse me. Let's say you put $5 on it and it's a plus 400, plus 500 odd hit, and you win $25. And my suggestion is after you do that, take that $5 out that you just bet or that you had deposited. Now whatever's in there in your bankroll, that's their money that you are now robbing them with. Okay, so that's how you do that. Thank you. So that's how you do that. The other healthy thing I want to talk about when you're doing this sports gambling is don't chase. Okay, and I'm saying this for y'all. I'm saying this for me because I get in trouble doing this sometimes too, and it's chasing. You're so close to hitting somewhere. You have a 3 out of 4 leg parlay. You miss by 1 leg, and now you're like, shit, I gotta get it back. I gotta get it back. But hey, live to fight another day. Save that bankroll for another day. Don't blow your whole bankroll in one day, because they turn into a deposit boy or a deposit girl. And we don't want to be deposit boys and girls. We want to be withdrawal boys and girls, right? Okay, so don't go chasing waterfalls if you catch a couple L's early in the day, all right? Another thing to help aid that, especially when it comes to the NFL season, is you got to remember you have morning games and afternoon games, okay? So if you're going to gamble all day, have something for the morning games, have something for the afternoon games, and if you really want to have a big one, have one big one, but don't have all big ones, because let's say your morning game loses, right? Now everything's cooked for the whole rest of the day, right? So have some morning games, have some afternoon games, maybe have a big one. Split it up so you're not blowing your whole bankroll in one day, all right? With that being said, done talking your ears off about the gambling knowledge. Done talking your ears off about all that stuff. Let's get into the bullshit. Let's get into the talk, the Heek's hot takes, what we're here for, divisional previews. Let's talk about all that good stuff. We can talk about what we've seen in the preseason so far as well, towards the end or as we go through it too. I got the Niners Raiders on right now, so if you see me glancing over, that's what I'm looking at too. But as promised, we're going through north, east, south, west. Okay, we're gonna go that way, like that. We did the north last week. Pretty good breakdown, I thought. So this week I chose to go with the east. We're gonna go with the east because I know a couple Patriots fans. I know a couple Bills fans. I know a couple Dolphins fans. I know a couple Jets fans. I know a couple fans out of everybody from here. Okay, I know a couple Cowboys fans. Yep, we know them, Coco, don't we? Okay, we know a few. All right, so I just felt like this was the most logical next place to go. So with that being said, we'll do AFC East first. Then we'll go into the NFC East. Then we'll just wrap it up with some general banter or whatever people want to talk about, or preseason games, what they saw from the preseason games. I hope Sam in here. I can't tell if he in here or not, but I hope Sam in here, because what's the dude name from the Lions he told me to look at? Brian Branch. Hey, buddy was flying around the field last game, cracking people. So shout out, y'all put me on, buddy. So touche. Anyways, okay, Bills. So, this division, y'all. This division is a gauntlet. All right. I mean, I've already spoken about how I think all the teams in the NFL are going to be very competitive, anyways. But I think this division is up there with the tops. I mean, the other side, NFC East, may be the only one that you would put even close to it. But it's going to be whoever survives in this division. Whoever survives, okay? The Bills, to start off, we're going to go with Josh Allen. This man, when is it going to be time? Yeah, I hear you, so Josh Allen MVP. I don't know about all that, but it is a possibility. Every year is a possibility. Very talented guy, very talented team. We know what they got. They got Josh Allen. They got Stephon Diggs. They got a solid defense. Micah Hyde's returning off an injury. That's going to automatically make that defense great. Him and Poyer back there, definitely the best duo in the league when healthy. So this team's gonna be a force, and they've been there before, right? They've been in big games. They went toe to toe with the Chiefs. They went toe to toe with the Bengals. It's a good squad. Okay, it's a good squad. My concern with the Bills is if you haven't done it before, what's to say you're going to do it now when the division's gotten better, right? That's only my concern with the Bills. They got some additions this offseason, couple impact rookie, or one impact rookie, another guy that was a rookie last year but going to be getting significant time this year, and James Cook. Look, if James Cook gets to be used as a 3-down back, with Nyheim Hines going down, I can't remember who else is in their backfield, but, James Cook has a chance to be as good as his brother in a better offensive situation. The only thing that would cap him is what's going to cap one of my super-duper hot takes that's coming up shortly. It's just the amount of mouths to feed in that offense, right? James Cook, option. Josh Allen, option. Stephon Diggs, option. Gabe Davis, option. Dalton Kincaid, option. Did I say Dawson now? Dawson Knox, option, right? So that's my only question about him in the touchdown department. But the dude's explosive. You seen it in spurts last year if you watched it. The kid's got some juice. So excited to see what he does this year. I would keep an eye on the name Khalil Shakir in the receiving core. Okay, they didn't really add anybody very worth note. It's still just Diggs and Davis, Kincaid, who I'm going to talk about here shortly. But other than that, the receiver room's pretty similar, except for they lost McKenzie, they lost Beasley. So losing those two adds in some targets, and I think you should keep an eye on this guy Khalil Shakir. Slot target, shifty kid. Had a couple decent games last year, so if you're a fantasy player, best ball player, late round target, Khalil Shakir is somebody I'd look out for sure. Now you hear me say something about this guy, Dalton Kincaid. Okay, I've said this guy's name a couple times now. Hype around this dude's been out of control. Okay, this dude's getting so much hype, was the best tight end coming out of college. In camp has been unguardable, catching everything. I think they said it took him 2 or 3 weeks to drop a pass, right? But everything sounds good coming out of camp, right? But still, you like to hear it when you're thinking of, tight end position, especially if you're thinking fantasy-wise, because it's a pretty scarce position. But hearing a lot of good things about this kid, Dalton Kincaid. Hearing a lot of 12 personnel coming out of the Buffalo Bills, which would mean 1 running back, 2 tight ends. So Dalton Kincaid, they're talking about splitting him out in a Travis Kelce role, a split role, keeping Dawson Knox in the block. Dalton Kincaid isn't Travis Kelce. Let's get that off the rip 100% right now. Okay. However, if you're playing a guy with that type of athleticism, with that frame, I think the kid's 6. Dalton Kincaid. Kid's 6'4", probably about 250, and runs fast. You're going to find a way to give him the ball, especially in the red zone. I hear his rapport with Josh Allen in camp is like this. Okay, this is my Heek's hot take. Y'all ready? Heek's hot take. Craziest hot take of the year so far. Dalton Kincaid hops into the top 10 rookie touchdown seasons and challenges potentially for that record that Mike Dick has had since 1960-something. Okay, I know, super spicy take. Okay, super spicy take. I get it. 12 touchdowns from a rookie tight end is a lot. It's an astronomical amount. That's why it's a hot take. But also, I'm going to explain why. I don't think he's going to get the 12, but I think a number like 6 to 8 is reasonable. Second place on that list is Gronk with 10. I think 8 would put him in the top 5. So I think if the rapport and all the hype we're seeing and hearing is real, I think Kincaid coming onto the scene and pushing for that record is a real thing. What could stop it? Okay, what could stop it? Diggs, dude's a target monster. Okay, and Josh Allen, always a threat in the red zone. So those two right there, obvious threats to take the ball away, would put Kincaid at the highest third option in the red zone. So that is definitely probably going to put a cap on his touchdowns. However, just the amount that this team is saying that they love him, they used the first round pick on him, the hype coming out of camp, I think he could push for that record. He's hot take. Pin it. We'll see what happens. Moving on, okay? Let's go to the Patriots, okay? Patriots did not look good last year. They also had a special teams coordinator calling their offensive play, so there's that. I don't think Mac Jones is as bad as he looked last year. I think he's more like how he looked his rookie year, and we'll see a better representation of that this year with Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien calling plays. I think it's Bill O'Brien. I have a really bad habit of calling fantasy players like a year before they pop off. And there's a guy on this team that I did that with. And last year he began to pop off. And this year I think he's going to go crazy unless they sign somebody to spell him. And that's Ramondre Stevenson. Dude's a dog, goes crazy. Really good running back, can catch the ball, can run the ball, does everything. I just hear that they're not going to want to overload him. So who's going to take that James White role? If you guys remember, James White used to be for the Patriots a few years ago, pass-catching running back. Specialty came in on third downs and passing downs. So someone might take that role from Ramondre, but Ramondre is also capable of catching the ball as well. So don't sleep on that. Two tight end sets also here might be a thing. They signed Mike Gesicki from Miami, and Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki on the field at the same time could be a thing. I'm also hearing Hunter Henry is Mac Jones' favorite target in camp right now. So until we hear different about Gesicki, maybe keep him on the back burner and look more at Hunter Henry. However, two tight end sets could definitely be a thing here. They drafted rookie cornerback Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon in the offseason, and in the first preseason game, dude looked like a dog. So the defense is looking like it's going to pick up where it was last year. And again, it's going to depend on the offense. And if the offense can't get it right, then this team might be really boring. But if the offense can put up some points here and there, the defense is going to keep them in games. And this could be a team that is like that gnat that's at the cookout that you just can't get the fuck away from your head. They're just like, That's going to be the Patriots this year if the offense can catch up. We'll move to the Dolphins. Okay, we'll move to the Dolphins. This Dolphins team might be the fastest team ever assembled in the history of Everdom. This team is so fast, dog. They're like playing Madden. You know when you go to Madden and you just sign to like 65 overalls, have 99 speed or whatever, like that's what they did. But their 65 overalls are like 70-some overalls. They are so fast, bro. They got Tyreek Hill. They got Jalen Waddle. They got the rookie Devin Achane that they just drafted. They got Raheem Mostert. They got some dude that was taking end arounds in the preseason game. I don't even know dude name, number 18, but he dusted fools. They just got speed everywhere. Like the backups are fast. So they clearly have a system, and they clearly have a scheme they want to run, and they are drafting players that fit that, and I like that strategy. I like that a lot. That way, I mean, like, great players are good to have, right? But sometimes, you know, if you have a system, you can plug and play, right? And if you have fast guys and you have a system that benefits fast guys, you plug and play fast guys, there you go. That speed is going to give them a chance in every single game, right? Every single game is going to give them a chance. Hey, the Eagles are coming up. Hold your horses there, D. They coming up. We'll start with them, matter of fact, after we finish up, if you want. If you hang on. But anyways, The speed's gonna keep the Dolphins in every game, right? Tyreek can take a 2-yard pass and take it to the crib. Jalen Waddle can take a 2-yard pass and take it to the crib. This Achane kid, I'm telling y'all, man, this dude is gonna be a weapon. Okay, the dude's gonna be a weapon. I was watching the preseason. He got so much like sudden, he's got the same little jitter that Tyreek and Jalen Waddle do. So he's gonna be used in the regular season, and he could take a 2-yard pass to the crib. So a lot of their success is going to depend on the health of Tua. If Tua can stay healthy, this team, to be honest, the ceiling is as high as the other 3 very good teams in this division, and that's the Super Bowl, right? That's their ceiling if Tua stays healthy. Because you also have the offseason addition of Jalen Ramsey. Now, I know he's hurt. Probably might not see him till December. But still, you add him into the fold, and you have Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard duo. That might be the best cornerback duo in the league now with the Eagles losing CJ DJ. So, I don't know, man. I think I really like this Dolphins team, but it just depends on the health of Tua, man. And that's a big if, because if Tua goes down, hey, Mike White was all right in New York, but it was more of a Mike White, right? I don't want Mike White to be the starting quarterback for 17 games. And Skylar Thompson sure as hell ain't the score the answer for 17 games. So Tua got to stay healthy, man. But if he can stay healthy, I mean, poof. This Dolphins team got some juice. They definitely do, and they have so many running backs. They have 13 running backs, and I don't know why they have that many running backs, but I guess 2 of them are pretty injury prone, so maybe that's why. But yeah, that's the Dolphins. Moving on to the Jets. Okay, Jets. We'll talk about the obvious thing. They added Aaron Rodgers. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, arguably the most talented thrower of the football in the history of the game. Can throw it from every platform. We've seen this dude put it in a bucket. The dude fins up for room 12. Who's toxic, Coco? A-Rod? I'm interested in who you calling toxic, because I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what the media portrays. That's what you hear coming out of Green Bay. But man, I watched that Hard Knocks episode last week, and it was pretty fire, Coco. Watch the episode if you haven't watched it. I might spin it back with Baba. I watched it without Baba, so I don't know how she feels about Rodgers, but he seems like a really good teammate, and he seems like what that locker room needs, because there's a lot of young guys in that locker room with a lot of talent, and they just need a captain. That's all they need. They need a captain to steer the ship. And on that episode, I mean, he looked sharp. He was throwing dots. I mean, the bucket challenge, the pylon challenge, I did do with throwing dots. Okay, time will tell. Time will tell. But I'm telling you right now, with the weapons that they have assembled on that team, he don't even have to be Aaron Rodgers. He would just have to be Matt Hasselbeck. I'm not even playing with you. That's how bad the quarterbacks of the Jets were last year. I mean, you got to think about it like this, y'all. They have the rookie of the year, Garrett Wilson. They also have the dude who would have been the rookie of the year if he wouldn't have got hurt in Breece Hall. Okay? Adam McCole-Hardman, Alan Lazard also there. CJ Uzoma, they got weapons. The one issue that could be a thing is their O-line. The O-line is definitely a thing. I'm hearing out of camp and I'm seeing on the TV. The O-line issue could rear its ugly head, but it's not like that wasn't an issue in Green Bay. So, look, I don't know. On paper, they're nice, and the defense speaks for itself, right? There's some stat out there where if they would have scored 5 more touchdowns or something, they would have made the playoffs last year. So The team's got some juice. Sauce Gardner, defensive rookie of the year. The dude looks like he was born to play cornerback. Like, again, looking back at that Hard Knocks episode, the dude is all arms and legs. Like maybe this much body. And he's just like, just arms and legs out there, like swatting balls away. It's crazy. Him and Garrett Wilson is iron sharpening iron. I did not think Garrett Wilson. I would have picked Chris Olave over Garrett Wilson when they came out in the draft. But Garrett Wilson's grown on me a little bit. But here's the big thing. That's the big skirt the hype train. Okay, so Coco, this is for y'all, right? Here's the skirt the hype train on the Jets. Okay, one, the O-line issue as I mentioned. Okay, two, the chemistry, right? Like, okay, Lazard has the chemistry there, but McCole Hardman, new, coming from Kansas City. New system, right? Garrett Wilson. It's looking sharp now, but you never know when shit hits the fan, what happens, right? Everybody's got to play until shit hits the fan. They got a tough beginning of their schedule. Like it's murder she wrote. Like, it's tough, y'all. It's tough. They open with the Bills, the Cowboys, the Patriots, the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Eagles. That's their first 6 games of the year until they have a bye. So, like Coco just said in that comment, time will tell. I don't know. Like, we're going to find out a lot about the Jets after that first 6 weeks. That bet that you just said, Coco, that they won't make the playoffs, that might be a sharp bet, high key, because that's a tough 6 games. And if they come out of, they got to come out of that at least 500 to have a chance in their division. Talking about over win total. What's it at right now? I had FanDuel pulled up so that I could check live shit or these odds when I'm about to talk about them. But what's their win total? Let's see. Points. Jets over points. Like every week, you mean? Where's Jets win total here? New York Jets win total 9.5. I'd probably leave that one alone. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd probably leave that one alone at 9.5. Cause the 10 looks sweet. The 10 looks real sweet. But again, with that 6 game of 6 stretches, or that stretch of 6 games that I just said, I mean, if they don't come out that Jones 3-3, they got to go the rest of the season. Even if they come out 3-3, they can't lose 3 more games, and they got to play the Bills again. They haven't played the Dolphins yet in them 6 games, and they got to play the Patriots again. So, like, oof, I don't know. The sharp play might mess around and be the under 9.5, or yeah, you could buy it to 9. Yeah, the over at 8.5. Yeah, that's probably the move. High key. Okay, Coco, I see you, little gambler. So Coco, who I don't know if she in the Discord, but clearly need to join the Discord. Fuck around, get a channel. You know what I'm saying? The Jets win total is at 9.5 currently. I wouldn't touch it at 9.5, but Coco, the shark in the water, is saying buy it down to 9. So that would mean putting their win total at 8.5, right? So saying that they would win 9 games would be buying it at 8.5. And you're probably, it's probably gonna be like minus 200 or so, but you could probably parlay it with something else and get a decent number. And I think the Jets will definitely cover you 9 wins for sure. Definitely. Okay, Coco, I see. Before we move on to the NFC, division winners, okay? Division winners here. Chalk play here. You got to go with the experience, the Bills, right? That's the chalk play. I'm not going to get cute or fancy with it. Jets are the cute and fancy pick. But again, I got to see it first. And that first 6 games, man, it's tough, bro. It's tough. So if the Jets come out of that, Heek's hot take. Another one. Pin it. Okay? If the Jets come out of them first 6 games, Bills, Cowboys, Pats, Chiefs, Broncos, Eagles, if they 2 Super Bowl teams, current leading division winner, Cowboys are tough, Pats going to be tough, Broncos, we'll see. But if the Jets come out of that with a winning record, if they come out of them first 2 games 4-2, book it, they'll be in the AFC Championship. Heek's hot take. Pin it. Okay, anyways. The chalk pick, though. The chalk pick, Bills. Going with the Bills. You can get them right now. AFC East winner at plus 120 on FanDuel. Pretty good price for a team that seems like a pretty good choice. My sleeper pick, I talked up the Jets a lot, but I honestly, pending health, I got to go with the Dolphins, man. I really like this Dolphins team and how it's constructed. I really like Mike McDaniel as a coach. The system he runs, that's Kyle Shanahan's system, so it's really a plug-and-play system, man. Like, you just got to find the guys that match the system, and here we go. So you can get the Dolphins right now at plus 290, right? You could throw them in a round robin parlay with Dolphins and then a couple of the teams we talked about last week, like Steelers and Vikings, and a round robin division winner parlay and round robin by 2, and you could mess around and hit easily. So I like the Dolphins at plus 290 for the sleeper winner of the AFC East. Bills chalk play at plus 120. I got to see it first before I crown the Jets. I got to see it first. I'm sorry. I got to see it first. Because, honestly, Rodgers was looking suspect last year anyways. No one wants to talk about it. But he was looking suspect last year anyways. I don't care what nobody says. The Lions defense was butt cheeks. The Lions defense was giving up 400-yard passers to people that are playing in Arena League. Okay? And Rodgers was throwing 3 picks against the Lions defense last year. So I got to see it first. But he was looking nice in the Hard Knocks clips. I'm not gonna lie.
John Wick needs some time to recover and rejuvenate.
Bob talking about John Wick needs some time.
He had the commitment.
John Wick out there enjoying his time in New York, going to Knicks games and some more shit. I do think he is going to embrace that New York media more than people saying. People are saying that the media is going to eat him alive. He's crushing the media, really. But anyways, enough for the AFC East. We're going to the NFC East. I don't know if DeAndre's still here, but I promised him we're going to start with the Eagles. We'll go with the Eagles, then we'll move to them boys. Then we'll do Commanders and Giants, okay? So, Eagles. Hey. It's a slow clap. It's a slow clap for them runner-ups, baby. Hey, baby. My bad, man. I gotta get my shit off right now. My bad. I'm sorry, D. Listen. This is a great team. This he said, "Fuck you."
I mean,
that's all you could say, and I appreciate it. Hey, but anyways, this is a great team. Okay, for all the shit that I'm talking, this is a great team, and it's weird. They got better, but got worse in a few different ways. Hey, I'm not biased. I just said congratulations on being runners up. There's nothing biased on that. I'm congratulating them. It was a good job. Some teams were at home. They were in the Super Bowl. Playing well. Could have won. It was a good season. That's all I was saying, I guess I'm not going to congratulate people no more. Sorry, Coco. Coco, my regulator. That's crazy. Anyways, this team somehow got better and a little bit worse. I don't know if worse is the word I want to use, though, because the leaps that other players could take is going to offset whatever they lost. So, you got Swift entering the backfield. You got Rashad Penny entering the backfield. I'm hearing that shit's all a smokescreen, right? What I'm hearing right now is Kenneth Gainwell is getting the looks, and Kenneth Gainwell is the guy in the backfield. You can take that with a grain of salt. You can take that for what it is, but it would make sense in my eyes as the other two guys are brand new in the system, and Kenny G's been there for, I don't know, D could probably correct me, at least 3 years. So, that's what I'm hearing out of camp, is that Gainwell's the guy, which, if that's the case, fantasy people, I'd be afraid of Penny. That's who I'd be afraid of right now. I'd still take a shot on Swift, just because of the pass catching prowess, but Gainwell can catch too. So that's why it's like, but Rashad Penny never really been a pass catcher, so I'd be wary of him. You could have options with Swift and Gainwell on the field at the same time. You could have options with Penny and Gainwell and Swift on the, so let's just keep an eye on it, but that's just what I'm hearing right now. Yeah, Coco, I was coming to that next. All right, and that's going to tie in to what I was kind of speaking on of, like, they lost, but, like, what they gained is going to really offset what they lost. So, like, I have this theory, like, sometimes people overthink it in the draft, right? And there's really, really good players, and you just overthink it, like, oh, they're too small, or they're not stereotypical, whatever, or maybe, I get it. Like, okay, they got to represent your team. So in this case, there might have been some sort of legal issue that was hampering your decision to whatever. Look, hey, you trying to win games, you trying to make money, you trying to win Super Bowl. Okay, so this man, Jalen Carter, looks the part. Okay, the Eagles lost CJ DJ in the offseason, and that was where I was going to say they kind of lost a little bit in the secondary, but then it goes back to that age-old thing we talked about last year when it's, does the secondary make the pass rush or does the pass rush make the secondary? And the Eagles clearly have a elite pass rush without Jalen Carter. Without Jalen Carter, they have an elite pass rush. Hassan Reddick is a dog. Okay, people do not talk about him that much, and it's a crime. Jalen Carter looks the part. Dude looked the part in college. Dude looked the part in the preseason game. Just like abused the viral clip everyone's seen. Just abused the guy. And the reports out of camp is he's doing the same thing to Jason Kelce, who right now is renowned league-wide as the best center in the league. So you got a rookie D-tackle / 3-tech abusing the best center in the league. I mean, sometimes 1 + 1 = 2, bruh. Sometimes 1 + 1 = 2. And people forget that. And I think people forgot that about Jalen Carter. And that is going to help offset the Eagles' loss in the secondary. But I will say that their backup DBs, again, they better hope that front seven get there, because I was seeing the Ravens quarterbacks dicing up their backup QBs in the preseason game. So again, they should probably get enough sacks where it doesn't matter. Also, the ascension of Jalen Hurts. This dude gonna keep getting better. The dude gonna keep getting better. He scratched the surface last year what he could do. Arguably the best red zone threat in the league, right? And you get another year with A.J. Brown and another year development of Devontae Smith, who is arguably the best number 2 in the league, right? You throw his name in there with a guy like T. Higgins, right? Those dudes, could go to another team and be the number one easily. Coco, I'm with you on that, girl. I already got a week 1 anytime parlay cooking, and Hurts on that bit. They gonna get on the 2-yard line and push his big ass in there. That's what they gonna do. You already know. I already got fuck around and put him on the 2-tutty. Fuck around and put him on the 2-tutty. Straight up. I was thinking of a 2-tutty week 1 of like Chubb, Hurts, now maybe like a McCaffrey, right? Them dudes we know are getting the touches, okay? And you round robin those, of course, every time the 2-tutties, because you would hate to lose that by, oh my God, you would hate to lose one of those by 1. But anyways, so yeah, Eagles are the Eagles. They're gonna be the Eagles. They're gonna keep being the Eagles. I don't foresee them really taking too much of a step back. With that being said, we'll move on to the Cowboys. Okay, Cowboy baby. The fake America's team. No, I'm just playing. America's team, they say. Okay. What's gonna make or break the Cowboys season? We all know what and who it's gonna be. Okay? Robbie, fuck them boys. I feel you, brother. It's gonna be Dak. It's gonna be Dak Prescott and the interceptions. What's gonna happen? Right? Yep, you said it, D. What's gonna happen with Dak? Okay? If Dak can fix the turnover issue, the Cowboys could take a step forward. If Dak continues to have interception issues, this team could take a step back. Because another team I'm going to talk about has taken, a potential step up and could take their place if Dak doesn't turn it around. Okay? So, Dak has to make better decisions. The dude last year, I think he kind of in his head too much. Contract, and I got to do this, and I got to do... Nah, bruh, you don't got to do all that. Sometimes, maybe you just need to throw it to CD 15 times, because CD, as I'm hearing in camp, is up to CD things. So, Dak is Jimmy G with seasoning. I am fucking weak. Yo, Robbie, that is the freaking comment of the year. Oh my God. Trademark that comment. Dak is Jimmy G with seasoning. Boy,
I can see the memes already.
That's a GOAT quote. That's a GOAT quote, bro. Holy shit. Yeah, that's perfectly said. And no matter what anybody says, yeah, Zeke might have been past his time a little bit, but at least Zeke was good for like 2-3 yards after running into the back of his offensive lineman. Like, so Dak's not even gonna get that. It's either gonna get Pollard or Deuce Vaughn, who I'm gonna talk about here shortly. Pollard or Deuce Vaughn getting 10-12 yards or getting -2 yards, right? That's what's gonna kind of be. So I don't really see them dudes as like consistently getting you 6-7 yards a chunk, 5 yards a chunk. They're not. They're just not built like that. And I could be wrong, but I haven't seen it yet. Speaking on Deuce Vaughn, I think he's one of them dudes that was they thought about it too much guy, right? He's 5'5". Them dudes don't last very long in the NFL. You think of Darren Sproles as maybe the last special running back, but man, he looks the part. He had a nice 20-some yard run in the preseason in their first game. Scored a touchdown. I like the kid. I'm just worried that they just have two Mighty Mouses on their team at running back. I'm afraid for their fragility. Are they going to break? So I would look for the Cowboys to be a dark horse team and maybe sign in a guy like Dalvin Cook. Definitely. But fantasy-wise, we can talk about a guy like Jake Ferguson. Dude looked athletic as hell in their first game and is probably going to be the starting tight end for an NFL team. So if you're in a position where you have to punt the tight end position and you're playing fantasy and like tight end, you forgot about it or all the good tight ends are gone, Jake Ferguson might be worth a look. We know Dak loves looking at the tight ends. So Jake Ferguson could definitely be worth a look in the late rounds. They have a rookie there, Schoonamaker, I think, but he could challenge for some snaps. But Ferguson looked more the part in game one. Defense is going to help this team a lot. The defense did it last year and it's going to do it again this year. It got better. It got better because you have Micah, who's going to only get better. Micah Parsons, I should say, who's only going to get better. You have Stephon Diggs' brother. And then they added a guy in Stephon Gilmore who proved last year for a terrible Colts team that he still got it. That dude is still a dog. Former Defensive Player of the Year. Don't test me, guy. So you're going to have two ball hawks on the outside. This is a team that would challenge that tandem of Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey for the best cornerback duo in the league immediately. I mean, this might be better, especially since Ramsey's hurt. But these two guys are going to have that outside lockdown. You add in a pass rusher like Micah Parsons. Like, if these dudes can get any type of coverage sack, Micah Parsons could break the sack record this year. Heek's hot take, pin it. Heek's hot take, fucking pin it. Micah Parsons could break the sack record this year pending the play of Trevon Diggs and Stephon Gilmore, right? Just coverage sacks all over and then just Micah Parsons being Micah Parsons. Definitely worth a look at Defensive Player of the Year as well every year, but this year for sure. Let's move on. We'll move on to the Commanders. The Commanders, I hate that name, but we're going to call them what they're called, the Commanders. I do think this team could surprise some people. Sam Howell didn't look too bad in the first preseason game, but really it was Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett was dropping some freaking dimes in that first preseason game. And I was like, okay. Jacoby Brissett, I'm feeling about Jacoby Brissett the same way that I was feeling about another guy. We haven't gotten to this division yet. We'll talk about him next week, but it's the Falcons. I'm feeling a lot about Jacoby Brissett the way I'm feeling about Taylor Heineke in Atlanta. Like, I think Taylor Heineke could take that job. I think Jacoby Brissett could take this job. Dude was throwing dots and had a real control of the offense. Granted, it was against backups, but that's how you're supposed to look if you're a guy who's could be a Sunday, everyday guy. You're supposed to look like that. So, the defense looks decent. Yeah, Coco, I agree. You add in... Oh, hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Give me a sec, guys. Yo. What up? Perfect. Yep. All right, perfect. All right, brother, thank you. All right. My bad, y'all. I got a promotion at work, so sometimes I gotta take work calls, so sorry about it. Anyways, the defense looks real good, and if Chase Young not only healthy, but can he perform, man? Like, this dude, like, oh my gosh, I don't know, like, I'm wishy-washy about dude. But they do have a very, very good front seven if he can perform. They got him. Montez Sweat looked the part in the first preseason game, and Jonathan Allen at D-tackle. If those three play to their potential, yeah, watch out. Crazy front seven. That's going to, again, lead to easy turnovers in the back end for the DBs. So I do think this team could be a little pesky. I don't think they're gonna win the division or anything, but they're gonna be competitive for sure. Last team to talk about in the NFC East, we're talking about the Giants, New York Football Giants. Okay, New York Football Giants. Big question mark for me is the offseason going to mess up the chemistry in the locker room, right? Saquon should have got paid. I don't care what nobody says. This running back thing's stupid. Saquon should have got paid. And is that going to mess up the chemistry in the locker room between Saquon, Danny Dimes, and everybody else? They're professionals. You would hope not, but you never know because we're humans at the end of the day. Can Danny Dimes take the next step forward? All right, I'm going to give y'all my turn to be the sharp, Coco. All right, best sneaky bet out there. You could probably bet this every week of the year unless, let's see, week 1. Maybe Vegas has caught up. But last year, they didn't catch up till like week 15 maybe. But best player prop straight ever. Daniel Jones over rushing yards. Every time. It's usually set at like 24 and a half, 26 and a half. And dude goes out there and has like 40 yards, 80 yards, 70 yards. Like he shatters it every rip. So we'll see if Vegas catches up. If Vegas week 1, like straight up. Dude looks like Josh Allen a little bit out there sometimes. Like I mean, he be running. So and they run like they run like QB specific QB run plays for him too. Like it's not just off script either. So keep an eye on it. Week 1, if his rushing props odds are at like, if they're in like the 40s, Vegas is caught on. And we'll be careful a little bit. But if they're in like mid 30s, high 20s, hammer it. I do think the best addition and upgrade that Daniel Jones got and has gotten it's clearly Darren Waller. I'm hearing this dude. Okay, I'm hearing that in camp they're taking Darren Waller out of practice not to give him a break, but to make Daniel Jones throw to other people. That's what they said. They're taking him out not because he's tired, but because Daniel Jones is throwing to him too much. Okay? So keep an eye on Waller. Dude might have a big year. Health is always an issue there with him, though. I can't remember the last year he had a fully healthy year, but if he can stay healthy, yeah, he's a beast. 6'7", runs like a gazelle. Another guy that's built in that Travis Kelce mold, but is actually built like Travis Kelce. Like Dalton Kincaid is a little bit smaller than Kelce, but you know Kelce's a legit 6'7". So is Darren Waller. So and probably faster than Kelce at this point in his career as well. So yeah, definitely keep an eye on Waller for sure. Could have a huge year this year. Huge year. My only question with the Giants is who the hell is playing wide receiver? Who's playing wide receiver? Richie James plays for the Chiefs now. Sterling Shepard can't stay on the field at all. Dude's always hurt. They drafted Jalen Hyatt out of Tennessee, which time will tell, but could be another one of those people thought about it too much picks. I mean, dude, I can't remember if he won the Biletnikoff or was in the running for the Biletnikoff. I definitely know he was a finalist. Biletnikoff, if you're not familiar, is the best wide receiver in the country in college, gets the award. So I think it could be another case of maybe people thought too much, but we'll see. We'll see with him. But other than that, I mean, oh gosh, who's playing wide receiver, right? So that's probably why they're taking Waller off the field, because Daniel Jones is like, I finally have somebody I could throw the fucking ball to, so I'm going to throw it to him every time. And they're like, nah, bro, throw it to somebody else. So that's another reason why Saquon should have got paid. It's stupid, but 'tis the state of the running back position right now, which could be something we talk about and bullshit about at some point. as well. Yes, Thibodeau is nice, Coco. I agree. That defense in general is. They have Leonard Williams too. That defense is strangely, oddly nice. I had them in fantasy last year at the end of the season, and they were like getting me a decent amount of points. They play one of those like really hybrid. Like disguising defenses where like a lot of the guys might be standing up and some of the guys like they might have 11 guys standing up at the same time and you'll never know who's blitzing. Like I saw that last year from their defense. So they run a very exotic defensive scheme that gets people in trouble. And then to add, they have a pretty good front seven. Also to add that they just have athletes out there. I know everyone saw the viral clip. There's a viral clip. You haven't seen it? Just type in Giants defender interception camp or something like that. Look, the dude jumped like 8 feet in the air and caught the ball like this with one hand. Like, it was crazy. So, and yeah, Coco, you're right. When the spotlight is on someone else, it's hard to talk about, you. But maybe the Giants want it that way. Sleeping Giants, right? Sleeping Giants. Okay. That's a little metaphor for y'all, you know what I'm saying? Verbally nice, you know what I'm saying? Linguistic acrobatics. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. So, with that being said, chalk playing the division. Obviously, I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I'm not gonna get fancy with this one either. Eagles chalk pick at -115. The sleeper pick. I played with this one a while. I'm not gonna lie. Because of the X factor that is Dak Prescott. What I'm... Coco! Get out of my head! I was there. I flip-flopped with this. This reminds me of the NFC North we talked about last week when I was flip-flopping with the Vikings-Packers, which, again, we can bullshit about that when I'm done with this, but, hey... Woke up after that Packers game on the side of they might not miss a beat. Okay, but again, we'll talk about that later. But I really want to pick the Giants as the sleeper team in this division. I really, really want to pick the Giants as a sleeper team in this division. But I'm so nervous about the wide receiver play, and if people just literally just erase. They do the erase Darren Waller, right? They do the, I'm going to take Darren Waller away. Now what are you going to do, Daniel Jones? And it makes me a little nervous. But the Cowboys, man, it's hard not to pick them as the sleeper team when you have the addition of Stephon Gilmore, former Defensive Player of the Year, to that defensive backfield. You have perennial Defensive Player of the Year candidate Micah Parsons rushing the passer. You have CeeDee Lamb, who I hear is just crushing shit in camp right now. You have Michael Gallup, a year removed from ACL surgery. You have probably one of, I'm going to say probably top 5, arguably top 3 underrated free agent additions this year in Brandon Cooks. Okay, this dude has 1,000 yards. He had 1,000 yards with insurance salesmen throwing him the ball. There were dudes that were throwing him the ball when he had 1,000 yards that are literally selling insurance right now. And he had 1,000 yards. And he's their third wide receiver. So, I'm just gonna... I'm gonna take the bet that McCarthy is going to minimize the Dak turnovers by calling a more balanced game than Kellen Moore, who was the Cowboys' offensive play caller last year who was throwing that pill all around the field. Okay, I think there will be balance. So for my sleeper pick for the NFC East, I'm going to take the Cowboys at plus 175. So you have the chalk pick, Eagles at minus 115, and sleeper pick, Cowboys plus 175. I wouldn't look. I just looked down at it. Okay, at the number you can get the Giants at the Giants are at plus 700. I wouldn't be mad if you took a shot at it. Don't, because they're not going to beat the Eagles for the division. But, like, the Cowboys are literally the only team who have that chance to do that. But at plus 700, with the additions and improvements they've made, not a bad shot in the dark. Yeah, the Cowboys, there's I gotta look at their schedule, but it definitely could be tough. With that being said, man, that's gonna wrap up the division preview. So, I mean, I don't really look. We can talk a little bit about what we saw in these preseason games if y'all want to bullshit a little bit. Like I said, man, I was waking up every single. I saw Damien. I don't know if Damien's still in here, but I seen Damien say something about the Bears. Yeah, Bears look good. Fields. I'm gonna say less Fields look good, but more. I'm gonna say more. The weapons looked good. Okay, I'm gonna say more. The weapons looked good because he threw. It was 2 screen passes that went like 70 and 80 yards respectively, right? So DJ Moore looked phenomenal, and Khalil Herbert looks like the guy in that backfield. There was a lot of questions about. I know last week we were talking about Khalil Herbert, Deontay Foreman, or the rookie they drafted. It's looking like Khalil Herbert's going to get that first shot at that look in the backfield. Damien, I don't know what gas that you are smoking, my guy, saying that the Bears are going to win the Super Bowl, but just know I'm going to need that. Because you are zapped, bro. Look, man, they're going to be very much so improved. I really like Justin Fields this year, too, to, like, make a big leap. Okay? But, nah. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. I think I said 3 years, though. I think I said 3 years. In 3 years, like, Fields, by the time Fields signs his second contract, I'll give y'all, yep. Because Goff will be out of there. Cousins will be out of there. And unless Love is the second coming of Rodgers, it'll be, him versus Love. But like I said, man, again, back to the Packers. I told y'all, I wake up and I think they're gonna be trash. I wake up and think they're gonna be good. That move, Jordan Love looked he was tossing the pill in that preseason game. So they might not skip a beat. Robbie, I seen you said thoughts on the Saints this year. Okay, Damien, they're not winning the division, Damien. Okay, they're not winning the division. But Robbie, thoughts on the Saints this year? I was unable to watch their preseason game today against the Chiefs because I was at work finishing some things. But just my general thoughts on the Saints, and we'll go over more. I don't want to go too much in depth because they are on next week's episode. But they definitely improved in the sense of you're gonna pretty much be better in a lot of different cases if you switch out quarterbacks from Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston, whoever the hell else was playing quarterback there. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not the biggest fan of Derek Carr. Not the biggest fan of Derek Carr. I've seen him a lot, being a Chiefs fan. So, Not the biggest fan, but I've also seen the dude. He plays hard. Okay, dude plays hard, and he plays for his team. So that's what you are gonna get. You're gonna get a dude who plays hard, he plays for his team, and again, he's an upgrade over what you had. So I'm really interested to see how they're gonna use Taysom Hill, cause I don't know if you saw this, Robbie, or if anybody else saw this, but Jimmy fucking Graham came out of retirement and is going to be lacing up for the fucking New Orleans Saints this year. Jimmy Graham. He's like 38 years old. I don't know. But that tight end room is a weird room. Right? You got Jimmy Graham. You got Juwan Johnson. You got what's Taysom Hill going to play? Right? Because with Jimmy Graham on retirement coming in, you got to assume they guaranteed him some snaps. So what's Taysom Hill going to do now? Like, what the hell? I don't know. But then you got Chris Olave out there. Yes, Robbie. Jimmy Graham for sure locker room upgrade. 100%. That's what he is. I agree with that. 100%. Chris Olave is a dog. Like I mentioned earlier, I would have probably picked him over Garrett Wilson in the draft. I like his route running ability a little bit better. I like his hands a little bit better. Garrett Wilson is just one of those guys where you take the shot on the speed, right, and just the athleticism. He's a little bit more athletic than Olave. But I really like Olave a lot. So I think you guys have a future Pro Bowler and maybe even All-Pro. But Coco, chill, man. All right, Coco, listen. I'm answering my homie's question. All right, we bullshitting right now. We bullshitting. How about next week when we talk about the South? I'll just do a short version of it since I'm talking a little bit about it right now. How about that? Man. But yeah, Robbie, I think y'all gonna be decent. I think y'all gonna be decent. But yeah, I don't want to give too much away because next week we're gonna talk about the whole NFC South. So, Damien, where are you getting these thoughts from, bro? Damien might need to come on Heek's Hot Takes Live to get to just pop off some of these. What this man said, beating the Packers by 17, game 1. That's a hot take. I don't know. Like I said, Jordan Love is looking decent out there. So, yeah, Coco, preseason Stroud. Woo! Yeah, let's talk about it, okay? Yeah. Let's talk about it. You never want to overreact. It's preseason. Let's see a little bit more. Let's see a couple more games. It wasn't encouraging. I'll say that. It wasn't encouraging, especially the pick. The pick was bad, Coco. The pick was bad. He was like staring dude down. I'd go back. I think he even pump faked at the dude he was staring at and then still threw the ball. So, I want to see him succeed too. I think he might need a couple more weapons. Like next year in the draft, I would suggest they just go all in on offense. Yeah, their O-line's trash, but he's there. He got to understand and see this kind of goes back to what the kind of like, if you were gonna have a knock on him coming out was, it was like he don't use his legs enough, right? And so you're fast, bro. You run a 4.5, 4.6, like you're kind of getting drafted to a team with a questionable O-line because you're expected to offset that with your legs, right? You're supposed to offset that with your legs. And I know he want to sit there in the pocket and dice people up, but he might have to get a little bit comfortable moving around more if he wants to be successful off the bat. Honestly, their best bet, 100, their best bet, sticking with Stroud the whole season, because I'm going to be one, again, Davis Mills, 100. Davis Mills looked better than Stroud in preseason game 1. I want to see Stroud succeed as well, but Davis Mills looked 10 times better. He's been there before, played in the offense before, looked super crisp. If I was the Texans, I'd play Davis Mills a little bit more in the preseason. Give him some tape so that maybe you can trade him. Get some stockpile, some picks. Let Stroud get his growing pains this year. Just like a guy like Anthony Richardson probably will. Right? Let Stroud get his growing pains in. And hope / I know we don't want to use the word tank, but speaking of tank, they got a dude, Tank Dell or something like that, the receiver. Dog. Dude looked like a dog. Okay? But get a nice high pick so that maybe, dream scenario, they could use a high pick next year and take Marvin Harrison Jr. and pair him with C.J. Stroud. And now you got like a Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase scenario, but in Texas with C.J. Stroud and Marvin Harrison. That's best case scenario for them this year, if you ask me. But because preseason Stroud didn't look encouraging. Davis Mills looked better, significantly better. But yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think should happen with them. Again, you never want to use the word tank, but to have a shot at a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr., who, in my opinion, is, and I mean, if you just look at it, the dude's generational. I mean, this dude might be the best receiver coming out since, fuck. I don't want to do nobody a disservice or injustice, but he's really good at football. And you put a guy like him with a guy that they have the chemistry with, it's easy money. Easy money. I didn't watch preseason Young, but I saw they put up a goose egg. Bryce Young, yeah. Again, we'll talk about that next week. We don't want to talk about the South too much. We'll talk about that next week. But yeah, again, another rookie who didn't look encouraging, man. You hate to see it. A rookie. It's funny. We're just bullshitting. So we'll call these like previews to the previews, right? Previews to the previews. A rookie QB who looked like mega super duper encouraging, especially considering like the lack of weapons that dude was working with like in the preseason game, that might end up being a overthinking thing by people in the league. Stetson Bennett looked decent for the Rams. Dude's like 37 years old, just graduated college, but dude looked decent. So if Stafford goes down, look out for Stafford Bennett to make some waves. Didn't look too bad. Looked better than some of the other rookie QBs out there, but they're rookie QBs. It's gonna happen. They're gonna go through growing pains. It's gonna happen. What else? I wish Sam was on here. That Brian Branch dude that he told me to check out for the Lions, that dude was flying everywhere. That dude was really cracking people. Nah, they'll just get Mayfield back. You talking about who you talking about, Rob? You talking about they'll just get Mayfield back? The Rams. Nah. Mayfield, again, talk about this a little bit next week. It's funny, all these teams are coming up with them on next week. That's funny as shit. I mean, Mayfield actually looked okay. He looked okay preseason week 1. I'm one of the biggest Baker Mayfield critics you're gonna find out there. Like, Baker Mayfield to me is Baker Mayfield is like socially acceptable Johnny Manziel. That's who Baker Mayfield is. They're the same player, same quarterback, same personality. Baker just knows how to like smile in front of the camera, right? Johnny Manziel could never hide it. Johnny Manziel is going to be Johnny Manziel at all times. Baker Mayfield is that. They the same player, they the same quarterback. But I mean, he might. He looked better than Kyle Trask did, so that's for sure. Again, we'll talk more about that next week, but yeah, Mayfield, he ain't going nowhere. Damian, how about the Jaguar quarterback? Again, they're in the South, so we'll talk about them next week too at more length. But just a preview to the preview, are you asking about Trevor Lawrence? Damian, is that the Jaguar quarterback you're asking about? All right, Coco, tell nephew I said, be safe. Go Chiefs. No, I'm playing. I seen he picked the Vikings jersey too. I saw that video. Thanks for tapping in, Coco. We might get you in here as a guest one of these weeks. Ain't no might. We are going to get you in as a guest one of these weeks. And probably should get Coco in the Discord as like a... So in the Discord, guys, as we start gaining traction and more people start interacting in the community right now, a few people interact here and there, and that's fine. But as this season picks up steam and we start catching fire, what'll happen is there'll be like individual channels, because instead of just flooding a whole page with tickets, you'll be able to like go to specific people's pages and on our Say Less team, and you can be able to follow those people. So like you can go to my page and follow me. I have a buddy named Raymond. If you're in the Discord, his name's FireAZ. He likes posting plays. You could go to his page. If Coco has a page, you go to her page, stuff like that. So that's for the future. Damien, no. Okay, what Jaguar quarterback are you talking about then, Damien? Because I need to know. There's a lot of them, at least 3. If you're not talking about Trevor Lawrence, who are you asking about? We're going to chop it up a little bit longer. This is nice. I like this. We'll chop it up a little bit longer, and then I ain't going to hold y'all. I'm going to fire up the grill. I'm starting to get hungry. Put some chicken thighs on the grill with some rice, Sound pretty good. The second, you mean the backup? Who is the Jaguars backup? Rourke. Oh, buddy that made that crazy play. Oh. They do have Beathard. Yes, Robbie, they do have Beathard too. Beathard looked decent. I always thought Beathard was decent as a backup quarterback, man. He's probably going to be around the league for a while. He's a pretty good backup quarterback. He come in there and he won't lose the game for you, but I'm not going to start him every game type shit, you know what I'm saying? But no, I think you're talking about Rourke, Damien, he said. I didn't catch the full game, but I saw the highlight you probably talking about. I was pretty athletic. That was pretty good. I don't think he's a dude that's necessarily gonna play anywhere, right? It's preseason, but a guy like that who could do multiple things. I think he plays receiver too, and then he played quarterback in the the CFL or something like that. I mean, a dude like that can be valuable for a lot of different teams. So, if he doesn't make the roster, he could get dropped down to like waivers or something and get picked up there. So, never know. Never know. But yeah, that was a pretty athletic play he had made. I saw that. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Oh, look, they got the Bears Justin Fields highlights on right now. Like this, bro. Like, okay, that's cool, man. It was a screen pass, Damien. You know what I'm saying? But then DJ Moore did all the work. But DJ Moore is nice. DJ Moore is nice. Sneaky fantasy stack right there. Yep. Did you? Okay. Look, Baba out here trying to steal my fantasy knowledge every day. She talking about some, I already had that one. Yeah, alright. Oh, I'm a salty loser. That's crazy. I ain't gonna be a salty winner when I beat that ass this year. Shit. I'm coming for all the bread in all fantasy leagues. If you're listening and I'm in a fantasy league with you, you're getting thrashed this year. You understand me? Thrashed. Yeah, DJ Moore is a great addition, Damien, for sure. For sure. Yeah, man. If nobody don't got nothing else to chop it up about, talk shit about what we've seen in the preseason so far, or any teams we talked about today, I'm gonna take this opportunity. We got you beat. Hey, listen, if y'all beat us the preseason, that's fine with me, Damien. That's cool. I'm worried about the regular season. Or is you saying we play y'all in the regular season? If so, you're, again, pass the gas. I need it. But yeah, y'all, I'm going to take this as an opportunity to say thank you again for the support. If you tapped in, if you are tapping in, or if you're going to tap in, thank you, and thank you. Can't be done without you. I'm going to keep pushing no matter what. We going to make this a thing. We going to build. The community's going to get larger. It's only up from here. I don't care. We're going for it, all right? I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Catch us next week, episode 3 of Heek's Hot Takes, where we will go over the South. So we'll do NFC South, AFC South. That includes Falcons, Bucks, Panthers, Saints, as well as Jaguars, Titans, Colts, and Texans. Okay? We'll go over those teams next week. And then... does the season start that Thursday after that? I don't think so. I think we have one more Sunday before the season starts, which is perfect. That'll be our last Sunday as our wrap-up Sunday. We'll do the West that Sunday. We'll talk about any future bets we want to get in. We'll bullshit a little bit before the season, and then we'll talk about a new showtime. I think after episode 4, after we do all the division previews, we'll probably have a new showtime so that we can do game previews. And so that means we're going to be up nice, bright, and early, and we can bullshit. If you're up, getting your mind right before the games, eating some food before the games, you can come join me. We can kick it. We can hang out before the games and bullshit before the games. That'll be our new time after all the division preview episodes are done. Okay? So tap in with us next week. Same time, 1 p.m. Mountain, 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. Heek's Hot Takes, baby. We taking off. Let's go. I don't know how to go live, though. That's crazy. I just did all that.